have such sights to show you.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 behind-the-scenes secrets of famous horror movies.
Yeah, you're gonna love this one. It's a scream, baby.
For this list, we'll be looking at notable tidbits from the sets of famous horror movies. This includes anything from the production side of things that was insightful, strange, or, dare we say, horrifying. Since some of these entries deal with key moments, here's your spoiler warning. What are some of your favorite horror movies? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. The Blood is Chocolate Syrup. Psycho. Alfred Hitchcock was known for many innovative techniques in the thriller and horror genres. With Psycho in 1960, the director pulled out all the stops to create an influential masterpiece. While filming the iconic shower sequence, Hitchcock needed a lot of blood to appear after the protagonist Marion Crane gets stabbed. Shot in black and white, the traditional fake blood didn't have the visual impact Hitchcock needed. In a stroke of horror genius, the director chose to replace the blood with Hershey's chocolate syrup. The rich brown syrup showed up just as the director intended, capping off the famous scene that arguably created the slasher genre. Number 9. Matthew Lillard's improvisation. Scream.
Surprise, Sydney.
Scream once again showcased director Wes Craven's subversive take on the horror genre. For the first film in the series, the twist comes when Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard's characters both reveal themselves as Ghostface. The murderous duo then explains their scheme before stabbing each other to make themselves look like victims.
Yeah, I'm ready, baby. Alright, get up. Yeah, man, get up.
When Neve Campbell's heroine turns the tables on them, they end up on the wrong end of a phone call. As Ulrich's hands were covered in slippery fake blood, he accidentally slammed the phone into his scene partner's head.
Fucking hit me with the phone, Dick!
Lillard's reaction is completely real, and the subsequent line was unscripted. Not only does this speak to Lillard's dedication, but it also shows how improvisation can make a scene that much more impactful. Number 8. Tony Todd's Method B acting. Candyman.
Be my victim. Be my victim.
Before the 2021 sequel, there was the original Candyman film based on Clive Barker's short story and starring Tony Todd as the titular supernatural villain. As the result of a tragic backstory, one of Candyman's unsavory features is his attraction to bees. For one of the film's most iconic scenes, Todd decided to have real bees placed on him and inside his mouth. But if you're thinking he did it just for the sequence, he reportedly received a $1,000 bonus for each sting, and deservedly so, seeing as he racked up a whopping 23 of them. Not only did Todd make it through the scene in one piece, but his stunt really sells the moment, making Candyman's presence that much more terrifying. Number 7. Stun Gun Grapes. A Quiet Place. Every film relies on technicians known as Foley artists to record additional sounds that couldn't be captured during production. This is especially important for A Quiet Place, a movie that uses sound in such a sparse yet distinct way. For the film's alien creatures, the filmmakers needed a specific noise to represent their advanced hearing ability. The only natural solution? A mix of grapes and a stun gun. By zapping grapes and slowing down the audio in their editing software, the Foley team stumbled on the trademark clicking noise. It's exactly this sort of inventive idea that proves how essential every craft department is in creating a movie. Who would have thought that electrocuting fruit would make for such a memorable movie sound? Number 6. Vomit Misfire. The Exorcist.
Well, then let's introduce ourselves. I'm Damien Karras.
And I'm the devil. Now kindly undo these straps.
Still terrifying to this day, The Exorcist is chock full of iconic horror set pieces. Little do people know, the filmmaking process didn't come easy for director William Friedkin and company. Problems varied from cast injuries to an on-set fire. One particular mishap was less dangerous but made for one of the film's most horrific moments. As Father Karras talks to the possessed Reagan, she vomits into his face. Originally, the pea soup vomit was set to fire into actor Jason Miller's chest. Since it wasn't planned, Miller's reaction was completely natural. Considering nobody got hurt, it's not out of line to say this enhanced the scene with something memorably visceral and disgusting.
Thank you.
Number 5. Stanley Kubrick gave Shining outtakes to Ridley Scott's Blade Runner, The Shining. Controversial as he was, Stanley Kubrick turned The Shining into a legendary horror film. One scene from the film, wherein Jack drives to the hotel, features many helicopter shots of the car and surrounding mountains. Around the same time, Ridley Scott was filming Blade Runner.
Too bad she won't live. But then again, who does?
While discussing each other's films, Scott mentioned that the studio ordered a happier ending, wherein Harrison Ford's and Sean Young's characters drive off into the sunset. Scott asked Kubrick if he could use any of the director's extra helicopter footage. To Scott's surprise, Kubrick sent over hours of helicopter outtakes that made it into the theatrical version of Blade Runner.
It was good enough for me. I hope it was good enough for her.
At least Scott didn't have to do too much extra work on what is universally deemed an inferior ending.
A day later, he called me up and said, "It's Stanley." I went, "What?" He said, "One other thing. I know you're looking through my footage right now. If you use anything that I use, you can't have it. Got it?" I went, "Okay, boom." That was it. That was Kubrick.
Wow.
Amazing.
Number 4. Alfred Hitchcock tormented Tippi Hedren, The Birds. At the height of his fame, The Birds saw Alfred Hitchcock crafting a superb nail-biter. For lead actor Tippi Hedren, however, she came to realize the director had a dark side. In one of the film's bird attack scenes, Hitchcock ordered real birds to interact with her rather than the planned mechanical ones. However, her resulting facial injuries didn't mark the beginning of the director's controlling behavior, as Hitchcock had reportedly made passes at Hedren. And this wasn't the first reported instance of the director being obsessed with a leading lady.
Yes, what is it you're looking for, sir?
Lovebird.
Lovebird, sir?
Yes, I understand there are different varieties. Is that true?
Oh, yes, there are.
While Hedren worked with Hitchcock again, she never forgot the treatment she received from him. In the end, her story reflects the corrupt power structures still at work in Hollywood.
What did he say to you?
He said, "I'll ruin your career."
Wow.
I said, "Do what you have to do," and out the door I went.
And did he ruin your career?
Yes, he did.
Number 3. Pinhead's accidental fame, Hellraiser.
Who are you?
Explorers in the further regions of experience. Demons to some, angels to others.
Clive Barker's Hellraiser series features a number of truly unforgettable and horrifying monsters. Chief among them is Pinhead, the signature villain and flagship character. Surprisingly enough, Pinhead was not intended to become the icon of Hellraiser.
Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
Making his debut near the end of the first film, the striking monster appears alongside a group of other unsightly beings called Cenobites. Due to the heavier makeup and prosthetic work on the other actors, Pinhead was in a unique position to deliver more lines. Actor Doug Bradley didn't have anything hindering his speech, allowing Pinhead to become a defining villain of the horror canon.
Jesus Christ.
Not quite.
Number 2. Practical Chucky Doll, Child's Play. For the remake of the 1988 horror film, the production of Child's Play wanted to maintain the practical effects of the original.
Time to open you up. Let's see what we're dealing with.
The special effects artists at Masters FX designed a fully functional Chucky doll with a robotic interior. The only catch was that the puppet needed to be operated by several puppeteers at the same time.
This is for Tupac.
With only minor CGI adjustments, the resulting invention produced a highly accurate doll. Not only did this help sell the physicality of the toy, but it allowed actors to perform with a living representation of the murderous plaything.
I was broken, Andy. I couldn't make you smile. But I'm better now. I know how to make you happy now.
While the remake might not reach the heights of the original, the special effects created a suitably scary and believable Chucky doll.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. The skeletons are real. Poltergeist. Poltergeist might be among the more cursed productions in film history, as a number of accidents, deaths, and other mysterious happenings can be traced back to the 1982 film. For those who believe, it's often argued that the supposed curse stemmed from filming with actual skeletons, specifically for the climactic pool scene. The real skeletons were supplied in part because of their cost effectiveness. We've heard of realistic makeup and effects, but this might have been a step too far. Wherever you land on this morbid application or the so-called curse, it's all undeniably added to the film's everlasting horror legacy.
Son of a bitch, you moved the cemetery, but you left the bodies, didn't you? You son of a bitch, you left the bodies and you only moved the headstones! You only moved the headstones! Lie! Lie!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.